Uxbridge Scugog Life. I'm your host, Jackie Hermans. So it is pretty nice. We've been getting some consistent temperatures going on. You know, things are heating up. And as we're filming the show, we have some sunshine outside. And it certainly helps to uplift, helps to feel good. And I know, I don't know about you, but for me, I've been having a roller coaster of emotions, right? It's not just COVID stuff going on, but we maybe have work stuff, relationships, finances, health. And who we are going to have on the show today to help us with all of that is the Canadian Mental Health Association. So they're going to be giving us some tools to help to increase that happy as well as empathy. CAA is also going to be on the show. We not only have to change those winter tires over, there's a lot of things that we should be making sure are in good working order to keep us safe on the roads. And the Durham Humane Society will be on helping to find some adorable cats their forever home. So it's going to be a great show. I want to make sure that you keep on watching. And if any of you are interested in working one-on-one with me, because that could also help with the mental health, then you can also connect with me on my website. We'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Blood in the urine is the most common symptom of bladder cancer. Don't ignore this warning sign, not even once.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. We are talking about the importance of changing your tires and doing a whole overhaul on your vehicle to make sure it is safe. So with me on Zoom, we have Nadia Matos from CAA. Nadia, welcome.
Hi, Jackie. Thanks for having us.
It's great to have you here. So, Nadia, yes, we have consistent warmer temperatures, right? So it's important for us to change those winter tires.
As soon as the temperature reaches 7 degrees Celsius or above consistently for a week or more, that's when CA recommends that you change those winter tires. And the reason why is because those winter tires are made up of a softer rubber, and there is no better way to ruin a winter tire than to leave it on with warm temperatures. So right about now is the time that you should start booking an appointment if you haven't already done so, and change over those winter tires to your all seasons or summer tires.
Beautiful. Now, winter tires are not cheap. So yes, we want those tires to last as long as possible so we're safe on the roads. Now, when is a good time to change your wiper blades?
Well, we always kind of recommended the changing of the season. So as you go into the winter or as you go into the summer driving season, take the time to kind of inspect your wiper blades to see if they're frayed and cracked, because you really do need them for visibility. In the wintertime, it's for the snow. In the summertime, it may be those summer thunderstorms, and you need it for the visibility, and it's very, very crucial. So when you do these big major changes over, like with your winter tires, we recommend check the rest of your vehicle as well. And that is change your wiper blades if it's necessary, top up your fluids, and check your battery as well.
Now, in regards to the wiper blades, I just want to go back to that for a second. If your wiper blades are super loud going across your window, is that a sign that they're not installed properly?
It could be a sign that they're not installed properly, or it could be that they're just worn and frayed and that they're making that noise. It really shouldn't be as grating as, hearing that dragging back and forth. So it is a great time when you hear those noises to kind of inspect your wiper blades and see what's going on with it.
Okay, great. Now, I normally don't check my battery. Do I need a certain tool to be able to check my battery? How do you do that?
We, in fact, recommend that you take it to your mechanic, to a service place to check your battery. CA currently has a mobile tire service that will come to your home and change your tires. And so they also will check your battery free of charge as well. So really, they'll just put a machine up to the battery and tell you if it has enough juice for the next few months. And it's really super crucial because batteries do take a beating in the winter months because of the cold weather. And in the summer months, we don't often think about it, but those extreme temperature fluctuations in the summer can really play take a toll on your battery. So it's really important to check it before you go into road trip season to make sure that you're not stranded on the side of the road.
Now, if it's time to get an oil change anyways, do normal mechanics, what do you call a normal one? But do mechanics that are doing oil changes, do they regularly check for battery fluids, wipers? Is that the normal part of the oil change check?
It depends on who you're going to and what you're asking them. I just got my car done yesterday, brand new brakes and pads and all this stuff. And I also asked them to do a service on it. So a service is usually oil, lube, filter, those kind of things. And so you just need to communicate to them. Don't really assume that the mechanic is just going to do it. I think it's important to communicate to them, listen, I want to change over my winter tires, but I want this car also to be road trip worthy and ready. So could you please take a look at my fluids, make sure that those are topped up and that I don't need an oil change. I think I'm about to, be close to needing an oil change. You have those little stickers on your windshield for the kilometers to know that, but you can just communicate to them like, listen, I'm going to be doing some road trips this summer and I want to make sure that my car is in tip-top shape. What do I need to do to make sure that it's in good condition?
Okay, beautiful. Now, what about, like, we've had a pretty harsh winter and we can have a lot of salt and sand build up on the undercarriage of the car. Is it also important for us to get a car wash?
Making sure that undercarriage is wiped away from any kind of salt and debris and all that stuff like that is going to be crucial, but it also just makes your car look good, right? And run efficiently if it's clean and well oiled and things are in its place. So yeah, making sure that you wipe it down and remove all sand or any kind of dirt that you may have collected is going to be crucial to make sure that your car is running smoothly.
And with it looking nice, it can also save some of your clothing, right? As you're rubbing up against the car and where did I get that mark from? Right? Someone said to me, what happened to your car on my door? I have this big splotch of dirt. Maybe I went into a puddle or something, but I guess someone was giving me a hint that I need to get a car wash.
A car wash, or also even just looking out for, it's spring season. So there are a lot of birds out and birds kind of go to the bathroom wherever they go, making sure that it's all clean of any kind of that kind of debris, because the chemicals can actually affect the paint job and stuff like that. So just making sure that your car is clean on a consistent basis will help it look the best and operate the best going forward.
Beautiful. I have been waiting for birds to get more respectful of my vehicle and my body as I'm walking down the street. It hasn't happened yet. But Nadia, it was so great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for the wonderful tips.
Thanks, Jackie.
We'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Behold Emily Carr, painter, about to encounter the force that will consume her life.
How tightly they sealed their secrets from me, humble and pleading before the great trees, awaiting the invitation from the Spirit to come meet me halfway. Nothing is still now. Everything is alive. At last, I knew I must see through the eye of the totem itself. The mythic eye of the forest.
Seldom able to live by her brush, before she died in 1945, Emily Carr was in the first rank of Canadian painters.
This is my country. What I want to express is here, and I love it. Amen.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. With me now on the show is Alec King from the Canadian Mental Health Association. And we're talking about Mental Health Week, which happened last week. And so, Alec, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So, the importance of mental health, it doesn't end in 1 week, after 1 week, right? It is an ongoing thing. And, you know, not only with the pandemic and fear of either getting COVID. We were talking about this before coming onto the air, either fear of getting COVID or fear of losing your connections. We need to use tools to be able to, I guess, stay as happy and balanced as we can. So I understand Canadian Mental Health Week, the empathy was the theme. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that and why that theme felt so important?
Oh, absolutely. For Canadian Mental Health Week, we discussed empathy because the survey that we recently conducted shows that Canadians are feeling less empathetic than they have in the past. And empathy is the ability to kind of connect with a person and understand how they're feeling because you have some kind of understanding about their emotions and why they feel that way. So the idea that Canadians are feeling less empathetic and less connected to each other is very troubling.
Yes, definitely. And I know everyone seems to be going through their own stuff. And whether it has to do with relationships, with career, with finances, with health, we all seem to have our own pressures, which can be overwhelming at times. And so I do understand that when other people are sharing what they're going through, sometimes you don't necessarily have the energy to even put towards other people because you're going through your own crap.
Yep. No,
So,
and it can.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, and it can be very difficult because that is the way this is right now. Everyone is dealing with so much, and we're looking at people dealing with kind of levels of burnout around that kind of that fatigue around the pandemic. What we're recommending for people is that sometimes when you're in a scenario where you're dealing with someone who is feeling stressed and overwhelmed and talking with you, everyone's natural reaction, first off, is to try and solve the problem. People naturally want to help. They want to fix things and they want to just eliminate the problem right away. So with focusing on empathy, we want to remind people that it's important to kind of sit and listen to someone, to let them feel heard and understood. And that when people feel understood, that people care about what's going on with them, that can be the real thing that helps them get through the issue. From there, people can usually find the root cause of what the problem is and then work on fixing it.
I absolutely love that because for me, I work things out as I talk it out. And having a caring ear, just being there, creating a safe space so I can just go blah. And as I'm going blah, I process and then I answer my own questions and then I get to a better place. And if I feel comfortable that I can even cry it out, crying is a beautiful thing. Like you're allowing the emotions and energy to flow. It is healing, right? So having that person to do that with.
Absolutely. And it's important for people to feel that they have that kind of option and that connection to be emotionally vulnerable, to talk about the things that they're concerned with. And unfortunately, if they feel that people are trying to fix things right away, or if they're being judged for their kind of responses, people don't share those kind of useful, valuable emotions. They might just be, complaining in ways that aren't as useful or constructive, but things that are going to help. So we really want people to remember that it's important to kind of take the time to connect with the people who you love, to kind of reach out to them, make sure that you're sharing things and that they feel that they're safe and comfortable with everybody.
Beautiful. Now, having different tools that we can use when we're going through these roller coasters of emotions, right? Depends what the weather's doing too. And sometimes we're feeling great and sometimes we're feeling heavy. And so we need to have tools to be able to help us with that. So, I use yoga, I use meditation, I use breathing. I also love to use music. And I understand music is one of the therapy tools that you were using during Mental Health Week. Do you want to talk about that?
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, the self-care is so incredibly important, and it's great to have opportunities to develop new methods of self-care. So last week we had a Muse and Music program where our Recovery College Wellness Center staff took people through a kind of an emotional journey together of studying music and understanding a song and how people emotionally connect and relate to it. And it's just a very valuable tool for building that kind of emotional connection with people.
Beautiful. You know what? Sometimes what I like to do is just, I have a music mix of my favorite songs that make me happy, make me want to dance. I'll put my earbuds in and I'll clean or organize as I'm dancing it out, or I'll get a rug and beat it against the brick wall as I'm listening to music. I might start bawling at the same time. Neighbors probably think I'm totally whacked, but it helps. It can be incredibly healing, uplifting.
Absolutely. And we all need to have that kind of emotional comfort with that, right? To have those kind of expressions. Like you're talking about your neighbors thinking that you're, expressing your emotions maybe too intensely, but we need to realize that sometimes we need to get that out and we need to have that kind of expression.
Yeah, absolutely. So we only have about a minute left here. Are there any other tips that you want to share to help people to increase their empathy and to be able to see the bright side, right? See the silver lining to be able to help them get through things.
No, absolutely. I mean, as much as we talk about, empathy and listening and being comfortable and there for people, you also need to realize that you as a person can reach out for help as well. And we really want to encourage anyone who's going through any kind of difficulty to reach out for support, whether that's from a family member or a loved one, or from a professional services like CMHA Durham. There's lots of services available in the community, and we want to make sure people know that everyone has mental wellness, and we need to take care of that.
Beautiful. So to access your resources, we're going to send them to your website. Absolutely. And thank you so much for being there and and helping us during these challenging times.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. We'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university, so they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
And welcome to my studio. If you want to make more successful paintings on canvas with acrylic paints, well, you should tune in and watch my 1-hour program where I take a photograph like that, and inside of an hour I turn it into a painting like that, right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. Elizabeth LaBelle from the Durham Humane Society is with us over Zoom. Elizabeth, welcome.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good. So you have some furry friends there. Tell us who these guys are.
I do. And Toro's coming to say hello. Yeah, so I have Toro here who is very interested in you right now. And then I also have Harley here, who is a sweetheart. They are the cuddliest cats I have ever met. Honestly, I was sitting here waiting to do this with you guys, and they were like in my face and like brushing me and licking my hands and just wanting to cuddle as much as they possibly can. They're the sweetest cats.
Oh, so hot, so nice. How old do you think they are?
So Harley here, who is this little black lady beside me, she is 5 years old. And Toro, who is the black and white one who came and said hello, she's about a year old.
Okay, nice. Now, obviously, they get along with other cats.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have any idea if they get along with dogs?
So we don't know how they do with dogs, but generally speaking, when we start to see that they're doing well with other animals, we do recommend that if you do have a dog and you want to adopt one of these beautiful ladies, to do slow introductions with them. Toro's getting all close again. Just to do those slow introductions with them, and make sure that that you're giving each animal the time and the space to be able to adjust properly.
Okay. We had some challenges with that, being that we had a cat first, and then we brought in a new puppy, who was 4 months at a time. And this puppy was already very big, and our cat was just terrified. And we have tried different things, but still my cat just wants to stay away from the dog. Do you have any advice for anything like that? Or just sometimes it's just not going to end up being the best match?
I think it's important to know your pet. So I think it's important to, when you're first adopting them, if you're getting them as a kitten and you think that you want a dog in the future, socializing them around dogs as little kittens is important, because their upbringing really helps them to adjust around those different types of animals. If you're on the fence of if you want a dog in the future or not, then it's really important to sort of do those socialization skill tests with them so that they get that chance to meet other animals. But if you're getting an older animal from a shelter, then it's a great idea to ask the staff at that rescue or at that shelter, or here at HSDR, if the animal does well with other cats, dogs, small mammals, things like that, because we will be able to tell you if we think that animal is suited for a home with other animals or not.
Okay, good to know. And how are your supplies there? Are you needing any cat food, dog food, treats, things like that?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we always take donations for our food bank. Right now, I think the shelter is looking for wet dog food primarily, because we are a little bit low on that. We have a lot of dogs in the community who are looking for support. So we want to do our best to do that for them. And then also, I think right now we're really looking for cat litter. We have so many moms and kittens in foster right now, and we have to provide them with litter. And so when you have 5 or 6 little kittens that start to grow up, they're all using those litter boxes. So the more litter we get, the better we can support all of these animals that are coming through our shelter right now.
Okay, beautiful. And I understand it is kitten season.
It is, yes. So we are right in the midst of kitten season. As I just mentioned, we have a lot of moms and babies in foster, getting ready to be big enough to come back to the shelter and find their forever homes. It's a very exciting time in the shelter. We get to see lots of little ones born and watch them develop over the 8 weeks that they grow into little kittens that you guys see here at the shelter. And then they go off to their forever home. So it's a really exciting time here at the shelter. If you're interested in adopting, we at the HSDR here, we do not require you to adopt 2. You can adopt 1. So I know some places you have to adopt 2 kittens together because they do well together. But if you have another cat in the home already and you're just looking to add 1, then we do make that accessible to you. So definitely, if you're looking at adopting a kitten, if you're interested in adopting an animal, please reach out to us. We want to have that conversation. We want to get to know you. We want to help you get set up for success to do that.
All right. So the application to complete is online. Elizabeth, do you want to share the website?
Yeah, so you can get that application from www.hsdr, so Humane Society Durham Region.org.
Beautiful. All right. So if you're interested in adopting a beautiful pet, either a cat, a kitten, a dog, another type of small mammal, to go on to the Durham Humane Society website. And hey, if you're at the grocery store and you see litter on sale, why not grab a bag and drop it off at the Humane Society? Because they could certainly use it right now with all the kittens that are busy being born. Elizabeth, I love how you come on the show regularly and also let us know when cats have been adopted. Yeah. So I understand have there been a few more adopted since our last show?
There have been, yes. Yeah, okay. All of those orange cats that you guys saw on the last broadcast, they have all been adopted.
Yay!
Yeah.
You know what? For some reason, orange cats are my favorite. They have this fun personality about them. But anyways, we do have to get going. Elizabeth, thank you so much for being on the show. We'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
When an impaired driver killed my brother DJ, my life changed forever. Life has changed for all of us during the pandemic, and many people are turning to alcohol and drugs to cope. Even though most of us are staying home more, police across Ontario are seeing an alarming increase in impaired driving and the horrible devastation that goes with it. Now, more than ever, we need your commitment to never drive impaired and to encourage all of your family and friends to do the same. Together, we can save lives.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Van Bilsen. My next guest is Carrie Ann Large, the Executive Director of the Scugog Chamber of Commerce. We'll learn all about what the Chamber does, what it does for you, and we'll find out the story behind the person, right here on Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm Angel Morgan, host of Raising Energy. Join me weekly as I connect to spirits, animals, and so much more. That's right, Raising Energy, right here only on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So that is a wrap to another fabulous show, I must say. Thank you very much to our guests. Thank you to the Humane Society. Also, thank you to CAA and giving us those great tips to keep us safe on the roads. And just to go over some of those tips, because we didn't cover all of it, once you get your tires changed, make sure that after driving for a little bit, you go back and you tighten up those lug nuts. You also want to wipe down the bottom of the car, check your fluids, replace your wipers, check your lights, replace hoses and belts, and test that battery. Make sure you check out the Canadian Mental Health Association. That website and the phone number is there on the screen for you. They have lots of resources to help give you the support that you need. And that's it. We'll be back next week for a special edition of Uxbridge Scugog Life. Make sure you're watching. Bye.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
You know the story. When the RCAF said Mach 2 fighter, 2 place 1,000-mile range, the British said it was impossible. The Yanks tried twice and failed. They said, you're dreaming. We said, fine, we'll build it right here in Toronto. And now you guys, my guys, are saying that it can't be done, that they were right?
Now that's the rocket that we used to get the model up to speed, and then the onboard sensors tell us that...
Come on, baby.
Damn it! But we did it according to your specs. The specs have changed.